it's Betsy, and today we have a fun video. We're gonna do the Multichrome tag. Now this tag was created by Millie from Bad to the Brow and Amy from Amy Loves Makeup. Now if you haven't seen either one of these ladies, I will try to make sure to link them down below, but Amy is the queen of all things indie and Millie is the multichrome queen. Like, both of them have much bigger collections than I do as far as multichromes go, but I figured this would be kind of a fun video to do. I loved their answers and I was like, well, let's see what I can do with it. So there are 11 questions and we'll start now. Okay, so the first question is, what is the first multichrome you tried? Now this is what I would consider my first multichrome. This is from a few years ago. I think this was from 2016 or 2017. Stila came out with the Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow. These were like the Sea Siren series. This color is Sea Siren. I have all three of them. But they are a liquid multichrome, and I consider them a multichrome because they do shift between like purple, pink, and then some blue in there. They're getting kind of dry, so they don't look as pretty as they once did, but you know. But you can see whenever I turn my hand, there's like some blue, there's more pink, there's the purple. But this was my first foray into multichromes, and these were expensive. I can't believe it is still, like, you can kind of see that it's separated, that it is still actually where I can apply it anywhere. But this is what started the love affair for all things shifty, in my opinion. And you know, I've kind of gotten out of using as many liquid shadows, but these are still really pretty. Like, but you can kind of see it's definitely not the same as it once was. Okay, next up, what is your favorite multichrome formula? For me, I can definitely say it is the Cleona Glitter Multichrome formula. So that is these top 3 rows of shades. I like a glitter multichrome formula over just like your standard black base. One thing about it is I like the extra sparkle. So like, you see how that looks, but when you swatch it out, it's not like perfectly smooth. You've got extra like glitter particles and stuff in there, and they're just so pretty. That is definitely my favorite. That is like the first collection that I completed out of multichromes was the Cleona Glitter Multichromes, because I was like, I got a few to try and I was like, I need them all. But look at that. I mean, and it's got so much sparkle to it. I think that's part of the reason why I still love it so. I mean, like, you can tell in the pan. I know it might be hard to see the glitter particles, but if you look at the pan, you can definitely see there's a lot of sparkle all over the place. Next up, my 3 favorite multichromes. So this one took a little bit of time to decide. So first up would be, this is Divina Chromosphere. This is one of the black base multichromes. Look at this. And if you've watched me before, you know I have a love affair with green. So you can see the green to gold. There is some blue in it. I'm trying to, yes, there we go. You can see the blue and teal. Isn't that gorgeous? So that is Divina Chromosphere. Then we have from Cleona, this shade right here. This is the shade Ornamental. So you can see that this one's been used and abused quite a bit. And to me, Ornamental is like the perfect shade to go with almost any look, to keep it, like if you're wanting it to be, like if you like nudes, it is like that perfect kind of multichrome to use. So, Ornamental. And then last but certainly not least, that's in my second Cleona palette, is the shade right down here, which is Cleona Patina. I think this one's almost identical to, so it's pretty close if you look at it to the Divina Chromosphere, but it's a little bit darker and brighter. They both have beautiful shifts, and they're different enough because, as you can see, the Divina is more orange, whereas the Cleona has a lot more green to it, but I love them both. So those are my top 3. Okay, next up is, what is your favorite multi-chrome from a palette? That would be Adept. This is the Plain Jane. And the shade right here, ACI 7, is gorgeous. So if you look at this, it is a more of like an iridescent-y base multi-chrome, but it shifts from like neon green to neon pink, and it is so pretty. Like, and I like that there's not like a lot of white to it. So if I see if I can, there you go. Isn't that pretty? And then I also love ACI 9, which is like another green. But look at that. As you can see, the Adept ones, a lot of them are more on the iridescent side, but you can put these over a black base and they are gorgeous. I have a video doing that with the Ninhydrin palette, but Adept is definitely my favorite multi-chromes in a palette. Let's see. My most underrated multi-chromes would probably be from Alien Cosmetics. Now these don't have names on them, but this shade right here, this is the Alien Cosmetics times Serendipity the Artist. So look how reflective that is. Isn't that gorgeous? And that shifts from like this beautiful maroon to green, and there's some teal in it. I really enjoy Alien's formula, and I can't wait to see what else they come out with. But it is beautiful. I have their All I Want palette coming in, which is supposed to be nothing but multi-chromes and duochromes. But I mean, it's so pretty. Every palette that I've tried from them that I have so far, I really enjoy. Next up is the most disappointing multi-chromes. That is definitely easily, hands down, the Natasha Denona multi-chromes from the Trio Chrome palette. Now, they are pretty, don't get me wrong, like Scarab. But okay, so if you look at this in comparison, so I'm gonna swatch it over here. Like, it still has the shift and all that, but you see it's not near as reflective or blinding as the ones from Cleona or from Divina or even from Alien. It's just a little bit more blah. Like, color flip, you look at this, it's not, see what I'm saying? It's just not as blingy to me. That's why they're disappointing. I mean, it's not a bad formula, and if you don't want something that's like uber sharp, sparkly and glittery, then yeah, I mean, it might be for you. I love looking at my hand when it looks like this. But yeah, that would definitely be it. Next up is the most bang for your buck multi-chrome. I would definitely say it's from Juvia's Place Valhalla 2, and it is the shade Fake in here. And Money is kind of one, but I think Fake is even more. Okay, look at this. See how sparkly that is? And just, I mean, Juvia's Place is an affordable brand already, but you see how pretty that is? It's prettier to me than the one right above it from Natasha Denona. So you can see they're almost the same color flip. It's just Juvia's Place is much more reflective. So I would definitely say Juvia's Place. Now I hope that they do more of them, but that's what we've got so far. Then we've got, what multi-chrome shift would you like to see that doesn't exist? Now, I'm not sure if this exists exactly like this or not, because I do know that there are shades that shift from like a neon-y pink to a neon-y green, like the one from the Adept palette. But I want to see that over a black base. And a lot of times when I see shadows over a black base that are like pink to green, it's either like a really bright lime green that kind of goes to a purple, or it's more of like a magenta pink that goes to a regular green. And no, what I want is I want like something along like super bright, like this kind of green with like this kind of pink over black. So it really has that almost glow in the dark effect. See what I'm saying? Now that one looks, there we go. You can see that that pink one shifts to blue. But you see what I mean? Like, I think that that would be really unique over a black base. That would be my thing. But I love, like, my two favorite colors are pink and green. So that's probably why. Next up is, what brand's multichromes would you like to try? That's an easy one, Terra Moons. I have heard so many good things about Terra Moons and the shade Red Giant that I'm like, I need to try it, but I'm trying to finish off getting all of my Cleonas first, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, I mean, and I've tried some shadows from Terra Moons and they're really good, so it makes me excited to see what their multichromes are like. Okay. Next up, what is the brand that you wish would come out with multichromes? So I chose two of them, and there have been a lot of good answers that I have seen, but one of them would be BH Cosmetics, because some of their shadows are just phenomenal and they're affordable. So I would love to see what they would come up with as far as multichromes. I think that that would be a very interesting take on it. And then the other one would be Melt. Now, I do know that they did that one stack where it was like a shapeshift stack, so it kind of was multichromes, but not really. So I would like them to like really step out there and do some good multichromes. The one reason why I fear that is because as much as I love Melt, they are one of my favorite brands, if not my favorite brand, as their shimmers tend to not be the best. But I think they could knock that out of the park. So, last but not least is, what is your favorite multichrome highlighter? That would definitely be, because I think this is the only one that's like a true multichrome that I have, that is the Space Age Prophecy from Kaleidos. So, you look at it on your finger, you're like, oh, I see a little bit of shiftiness, not anything major. You don't know what you're missing. You see that? Goes from orange and green and gold and like, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And when you have it on your highlight, like on your cheekbone, it's like, just, see, you can see the green. It's just perfect. It's perfect. And it makes me want to get more highlighters. But then also something that I do a lot is I'll use the shades in like my multichrome palettes, either from like Plain Jane or even just one of the shadows from Cleona, to use as my highlighter. Like this one is, I don't remember the name of this one, but I love to use like shades like that as a highlight. So you can see how, oh, it's pretty much, to me, this is almost the same shade as the Kaleidos one, but it has, because it's one of the glitter iridescent multichromes, you see how it's got much more sparkle to it? That's what I love. I love it, I love it, I love it. So, those are my answers to the multichrome, my favorite, the multichrome tag. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right down below and let me know what your favorite multichromes are. But I guess that's it, so we'll see y'all later. Bye.